Hello! There are spoilers! Do not watch this if you have not watched Iron Lung. Please! So go watch that first. So, my thoughts on Iron Lung. It's a good movie. It's an impressive feat of film. Like, the whole thing being filmed within, like, an actual, not like real submarine, but like the creation of the submarine and like the all that sauce is like, you know, real. And the impressive lack of dialogue, while the film is still like, it doesn't drag on, you know. It's not like, man, I really wish something was happening or a character was talking. Like, while there are long segments of like no dialogue, all of the I guess things happening are still very enthralling. Like, you're interested in what's happening at all times of the film. And I really liked how they built upon the original game's idea of like getting the character Simon to have more of a backstory and of like, it's all, you know, like a big mystery. And the way that the world that was created, the fictional world, is very fun to think about. You know, like a dying universe and like this blood planet that's alive. That's freaky and very cool and fun idea to get an entire film about. And the specifically the way that it's more of a like show don't tell kind of film. I love those whenever you don't have so many big theatrics in your face. You focus on the finer details of things, and so you'll notice these smaller things of like, yes, now he's talking to the speaker and that light isn't beeping, and that means something, and you are more likely to pick up on that because there's not, it's literally just him in the submarine and the speaker and like talking to it. And you may focus on the words a bit, but whenever all you're looking at visual wise is either his face or the speaker, you're definitely gonna notice these smaller details that you probably wouldn't normally if there were like these big framed shots and a lot of things going on. And all the minor details of the ship's like actual insides, like the submarine, you get a thorough understanding of what's in it because there's so little stuff. You're keen to look into like the minute details of it, and that brings beautiful storytelling implications because your audience is already going to be more likely to notice your smaller details. And so you can use those to advance the plot points. And God, I love whenever films do that, whenever they don't, you know, baby you and be like, say the spoken part out loud, but instead like, or say the quiet part out loud, but instead let the quiet settle. Let your eyes, let your mind, let your understanding tell the story instead of the characters yapping about it. With like only 4 or 5 characters, there's still like an impressive story that can be told. And I kind of understand why he decided that was a good universe to kind of put all your stuff into. Like that, the idea of like exploring the moving, like alive ocean of blood and using your x-rays to like look through it, and you can only see bones, like flesh doesn't come through x-rays. So whenever you get that first like bone structure, your immediate thought is like, it's bones, right? They're just sitting there. But that isn't the case always, you know. You can't see the flesh that subsumes the bones and that is able to move because of it. It's amazing that the film treats you like an observant enjoyer, and not a baby to be spoon-fed your plot points and facts. Use your brain when you're watching the film. It's really nice. And I feel like it's also a film that you can definitely rewatch and pick up on more stuff, you know? Like, again, because of the lack of things happening, or like the lack of big exciting moments, which there are still those big exciting moments, but all those in-between points, there are plenty of details you can probably pick up on. And I really liked the way that they did the body horror and like I don't even know what to call it, but just the Lovecraftian horror aspects of the film, the cosmic horror of like this gymongous creature that is like invading your mind, right? And the fight between like, do I survive or do I die, of like, for the greater good, I can die, end all humanity, or you can still fight to survive even in the literal worst situation of being in a blood ocean. And so the theming of the story and how Simon the butcher is always fighting to survive for himself to survive, and always like being within the systems that he tries to like do the things he's told to do in order to survive, yet they have always failed him. That has like, I don't know, greater implications for maybe how people feel in the current era. And that's amazing that you can find a connection between now and this giant living blood ocean. Anyways, that's all my thoughts on Iron Lung. And if you haven't seen it and you watched this entire video, why did you do that? Toodles.